Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing Red Notice on Netflix. Directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. To give you the briefest of plot summaries here, because it does get quite complicated, The Rock is chasing Ryan Reynolds, who is a professional art thief, and he is chasing him because he has stolen one of Cleopatra's golden eggs. Before we go any further though, if you could be a dear, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. It really does help me and the channel massively, so we thank you if you do. I wasn't expecting a lot from this movie, but to be fair to it, it gets straight into the action, straight out the gates. It's filmed really well and there's a good sense of adrenaline to the chase sequences. The sound design fits nicely. There is a little bit of quick cut editing through some of the action scenes, but generally speaking, it's followable, you know what's going on. There's just the briefest moments where it's a little bit jarring in sense of where are the other people as the camera sort of breaks the 180-degree rule at times, but it's nothing that dramatically bad. It's just not the best directing or editing. Unfortunately though, the CGI and green screen through this movie is just constantly noticeable. It's really obvious what's not real and what is real. And a lot of these action sequences play out to the utmost of cliches and real convenience. Right when somebody's trapped and has absolutely zero way of escape, something of the most 1,000,000 to 1 chance of happening will happen, and therefore they will get what they want. But the actual believability to it is it just isn't there. You really do need to switch your brain off with this movie. You can't think about this one. The best part of the movie is actually in the cast. Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson really have a good chemistry here. They bounce off each other quite nicely. They're quite a good funny man and straight man. It does actually work quite nicely. And they're also complemented really well by Gal Gadot. I thought she was fantastic here. She was my favourite part of the movie. She's just having so much fun with this role. She's just really flexing her acting muscles and letting people know what she can do. She's also quite a powerful female character, and I really like it when these characters are done this way. Rather than making that the only thing that's important about them, that they're female empowerment and they're better than men, they actually just make them a good, decent female character that has a bit of depth to them and a bit of intrigue, and they're a little bit unpredictable. You don't really know what's going to come from them, but you enjoy them in their presence and you trust them on their own to do what serves them. That, for me, is a strong female character, and I thought Gal Gadot is exactly that in this, and credit to her. I thought she was fantastic. She's strong, she's beautiful, she kicks men's ass regularly, and she runs circles around them with her mind and her thinking. So yeah, she's great here. Heads up for the gents watching, if you're going to see this movie with your family, when you see Gal Gadot in the red dress, you might want to pop a pillow over your lap. Just to be courteous. It has a pretty good and enjoyable pace to it, until it doesn't. The film keeps on going. It's a really good, smooth start to the intro. You're invested, you're in for the ride, you've got your seatbelt on and you're going for it no matter how ridiculous it gets. But as we start approaching the third act, it really does start to feel the running time, and it just starts to get a little bit too ridiculous and a little bit too convoluted unnecessarily. This part of the movie desperately needs some fine-tuning and some straightening out. A lot of it could be cut. Parts of it aren't needed. It's just wasting its time, and it's just trying to add depth to something by being complicated, which is never good. It actually makes the tone clash, because on one hand it very much is this action spy thriller to a degree. It's not really a spy thriller, but it's an action thriller movie with a pretty twisty turny plot with good chemistry to the characters, and you're just going to turn your brain off and just take it in. But on the other hand, it wants you to pay so much attention and notice this detail and notice that little detail and remember when that happened 30 minutes ago, and it just can't decide which one it actually wants to do, and it ends up clashing on itself. It should have just picked a lane and stuck to it. And I'm not going to discuss spoilers because I think a lot of people are going to watch this, being on Netflix, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. I mean, this should be quite popular just off that alone, so I won't be discussing spoilers, but the ending gets fucking ridiculous. Just flat out fucking ridiculous. It just shits on everything it was trying to do earlier, where it was a little bit smart, a little bit quippy, and it just goes full on action adventure mental, and it doesn't work. It pulled me out the movie, and it kept on going as well. That's the thing. It didn't know when to stop, and I just wanted it to. That's the annoying thing. At that point, I felt the weight of this, and I just thought, oh, come on, man, just cool cut. That there will do. But then they felt the need to potentially build the idea that there could be a sequel, and it's just, the longer you stay giving us this crap, the less interested in a sequel I actually am. So I'm going to give Red Notice a 6 out of 10. It really is just a little bit better than average in my humble opinion. The film works because of its cast. Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, they're great together. Gal Gadot complements them really nicely, and I personally thought she was the best part of the film. For what it is good. It knows what it is. It doesn't ever try to push its boundary and say we're going to do something else, except for in its fairly convoluted plot. And I would say that in that regard, it does land and do exactly what it sets out to do. It is the perfect sort of movie for a cold winter night with terrible weather. You can't be asked to cook. You've got your mates round or your family with you, and you can't decide what to watch, and you're going to get a takeaway in. Chuck this on. You don't have to think too hard. It will just engage you for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I can't remember how long it is now. If that's what you're looking for, it will do the job. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button, and please leave a comment as well. Have you seen Red Notice? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.